They said she couldn't win a championship. They said she was overhyped. They thought she was done. But Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever just proved them all wrong, even without Clark on the court. This story isn't just about a basketball win. It's about shutting down doubters, flipping the script, and sending a loud message to the entire WNBA. The Fever just made a huge statement, and Caitlin Clark's haters are losing their minds. Let's talk about what happened, why it matters, and how the Fever just changed everything. The Indiana Fever were not supposed to win the Commissioner's Cup. Not even close. They were missing their biggest star, Caitlin Clark, who was out with an injury. Their season had been full of drama, tough losses, and plenty of critics. Most people, including ESPN, thought they had no shot. But guess what? The Fever beat the best team in the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx, and won the Commissioner's Cup without Clark on the court. It was a massive surprise. An 18-0 run helped them take control of the game. They never looked back. ESPN had even posted a headline during the game saying the Lynx had already won. Oops! The Fever made them eat their words. When the game started, people online were already mocking the Fever. ESPN actually posted a headline saying the Lynx had won the cup, even though the game wasn't over. By the time the final buzzer sounded, ESPN had been totally embarrassed. The Fever not only won, they dominated it. And the haters? They didn't know what to say. For weeks, they had been attacking Caitlin Clark. They said she couldn't handle the WNBA. They said she wasn't a winner. Some even celebrated when she got injured. But now, even with Clark sitting out, her team brought home a trophy, and she played a huge role in getting them there. Let's be clear, just because Caitlin Clark didn't play in the final doesn't mean she didn't earn this championship. She dropped 32 points and nearly had a triple-double against the New York Liberty, one of the top teams in the league. That win pushed the Fever into the Commissioner's Cup final. Without Caitlin's incredible performance in that game, the Fever would never have made it to the finals in the first place. So while she didn't step on the court for the final game, she absolutely helped win this title. But of course, the haters weren't done. They started saying the Commissioner's Cup isn't a real championship. Some even said it didn't count because Caitlin didn't play in the last game. Funny thing is, they didn't say the same when Angel Reese won a professional title without playing in the final or even being in the building. Back then, the media made a big deal about her win and used it to throw shade at Caitlin Clark. But now that Caitlin has a title, suddenly the rules change. This is what Clark's fans have been saying all along, that the hate isn't really about wins or losses. It's about who she is and how much attention she brings to the league. One of the most powerful parts of this story, the Fever showed they're more than just Caitlin Clark. They beat the top team in the league on the road in a high-pressure game, and they did it without their biggest star. Natasha Howard was incredible and earned MVP of the Commissioner's Cup. Sophie Cunningham was clutch when it mattered most. Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull played tough and smart. This win showed the Fever have real depth, real talent, and real heart. They didn't fold under pressure. They rose up and delivered. The Commissioner's Cup win flipped the whole season around for the Fever. It changed things in three major ways. It united the team. Before the game, things were rough. Players were struggling. Some even said they felt like they were on islands, meaning they weren't working as a team, but winning changes everything. Now the team is more confident, more connected, and more ready to fight together. This win brought them closer and reminded them what they're capable of. It gives Caitlin time to heal. Some fans were worried the Fever were rushing Caitlin Clark back from injury. After all, she played a lot of minutes early in the season, even when she wasn't 100%. Now, with this big win, the Fever don't have to panic. They've proven they can win without her, and that means they can take their time getting her healthy. We already saw this with the next game. The team didn't wait until tip-off to say Caitlin was out. They announced it early. That's smart. Clark returns to a team that's ready to win. When Caitlin comes back, she won't be carrying the team by herself. She'll be joining a squad that's already confident and clicking. With Ari McDonald playing well and everyone stepping up, Caitlin can slowly work her way back without pressure. And when she's fully healthy, watch out. Let's talk about the All-Star game. Despite being one of the most popular players in all of basketball, Caitlin Clark finished 9th in player voting among guards, not 9th overall, 9th at her position. That's ridiculous. She's clearly a top 3 guard in the league based on her stats, her impact, and the attention she brings. So why did this happen? And many believe it's jealousy. Some players in the WNBA don't like how much attention Clark gets. Others don't want the league to change, but fans see it for what it is. Pettiness. Clark is doing something that has never been done before in the WNBA. She's bringing in millions of fans, selling out arenas and setting viewership records. Because of her, people are talking about women's basketball more than ever. But not everyone is happy about it. Some players want the spotlight back on the way things used to be. They liked when things were smaller and quieter. They don't want the pressure, the critics, or the casual fans who expect more. That's why there's so much pushback, not just on Clark, but on the fans she brings with her. After the Commissioner's Cup win, Caitlin had something to say. She didn't scream, she didn't brag. She just said something simple that hit hard. They are sick. She was talking about the haters, about the people who said she'd fail, about the ones who mocked her injury, questioned her toughness, and said she'd never win. Now she has a ring. Her team is rising. And the people who wanted her to fail? They're sick. This Commissioner's Cup win is just the beginning. The Fever are growing. They're learning how to win. And Caitlin Clark is about to return to a stronger team than ever before. The WNBA is in the middle of a soft civil war. Old versus new, traditional versus change, silent support versus loud stardom. But in the middle of it all stands Caitlin Clark, calm, focused, and ready to play. She's not just playing for points anymore, she's playing for respect. And she just took a giant step toward getting it. Caitlin Clark just flipped the narrative, and they said she couldn't win. Now she's a champion. They said she was overrated. Now her team is thriving and stronger than ever. The haters are loud, but the scoreboard is louder. The Fever just shut down the noise, and they're just getting started. So if you're still doubting Caitlin Clark, you're not watching closely enough.